we actually need to switch tractors here to the 8100 John Deere, because our case here is having an issue with the steering on it. So we'll hook up the New Holland here, and we'll get going with that, I suppose. And yeah, like I said, we're going to be doing the farmyard here first because it is really tall and we don't have a lawnmower. So we're going to get going on this, and Randall will be behind me with the rake as I keep moving from field to field. So now once this area is done, we will be actually putting our hay bales in here, or on this little patch, because they'll be for sale, and we basically are going to be waiting for our neighbors to be picking them up and taking them to their farm. If not, we will be delivering them to them, so that's where that'll be going. So we're actually just gonna keep working on this here. Now this will get us a few bales for sure, so definitely not too worried about that. And yeah, we should have at least a couple bales from here, so that'll be nice alone. And then we do have a little bit around our south field of the trees here, and we'll cut that grass as well right after this, and then we will go up north to the land that we've rented from Hank. And speaking of which, we will probably stop by Hank's and give him land rent. That way we're caught up to him and we don't have to worry about paying him for that later on. So like I said, we're just gonna keep mowing the yard here until this is done, and then we're just gonna keep going until we get all of our hay land all cut. So just getting done here with the farmyard itself. I'm not getting too crazy with all of it, because I think we will end up purchasing a small push mower, or not a push mower, like a zero turn or something, and going from there. But this is gonna be it for now. So yeah, we're gonna just drive this down to field 80, and we're gonna mow around the edges of that, and once we're done with that, then we're gonna go up to our rental properties from Hank and get those baled as well. And later on we're gonna come back and get them raked. Probably gonna have Randall do that, but that's alright. Once they're raked, we'll pretty much just have to wait for them to dry out, and then we can get them baled. So that should be shortly, as the temperature is pretty warm. So alright, so yeah, we're just going down the road here. Shouldn't take too long till we get there. Raise our cruise control up a little bit, and then we'll really start cruising. Now there's not a whole lot of grass on this field, but there is a pass or two, so that'll help us out a little bit anyways. Alright, so we're just gonna get started, lower this, get it going, and we're gonna go real close to our canola. And as you can tell, our canola is actually pretty much ready to be harvested. So of course, once we're done baling and everything like that, that'll be our next task for the year. And I believe we're going to plant some winter wheat as well once we're done harvesting. So that way we ensure that next year we have 2 different crops growing, and everything should work pretty good. So yeah, we're just going to do a pass around this entire field here, possibly even 2 passes, hopefully, and then yeah, we'll get this all baled up, and then it's all about selling these bales. And I believe we already do have a couple neighbors that are willing to possibly buy all of it, so we're just gonna have to call around and figure out which one to sell to and how much they really want and everything like that. But it should, I believe most of it is spoken for, so we're actually just going to spin around here because there's not a whole lot in room to get through here. This area is pretty tight with all these trees. I would love to have a tree removal company come through here and clean quite a few of them out right along the east side of the field here, but we'll see if that ever happens. Yeah, so we're just gonna cut right along the trees here as well. And I believe there is still some area on the south side of this field as well that we need to cut. So of course we'll cut that as well. Now once we're done baling and everything, I believe we are going to be looking for a new tractor. I would like to upgrade at least one of our case tractors that we have, and hopefully we can find a good used one floating around, and maybe talk to the bank about getting something newer. Unfortunately, with us being a fairly new farm under our hands, I don't think they're going to be really wanting us to do that, or to get such a big loan from them. So we may have to wait on that, but if they do end up giving us a loan, we may end up getting a fairly newer tractor. That way we have something more reliable and something that'll stick with us for quite a while. Not that any of the tractors we have aren't very reliable. We more or less just need bigger equipment and equipment with more horsepower for us. That way we don't run into issues. And I think the 2 John Deeres we have are in decent shape, so I don't want to get rid of those yet. However, the case tractors are a little bit older, and I think if we replace at least one of them for now, we'll be in a lot better of a situation. 4 tractors is plenty for us right now, but I think we do need to end up getting another nicer, newer tractor, even if it's a used tractor. So yeah, we're just gonna run down here, try and go far enough out and leave us one pass along the soybeans. And of course we are going to have to look into getting ourselves some better harvesting equipment as well, but we also don't have fertilizing equipment and stuff like that, so we have plenty of things that we need to upgrade and need to get. I'm hoping after this harvest we do still have some grain in the bin. I believe we are going to hire out a trucking company and have them sell that grain for us, hopefully at a fairly decent price. That way we can get a payout from that as well. But we're going to keep mowing this here. I just got one more pass alongside the field, and then I think that's it. I don't want to go down there as it's such a steep incline. I don't want to risk having the bales roll into our soybean fields, so we're just going to back up here very carefully, and And here we go. And like I said, we are going to be planting winter wheat on these crops as well. Once we do get them harvested, so that'll be on the agenda later this year as well. But once we get this done here, we're going to be heading up to Hanks and getting all of that land cut as well. So we will see you guys up at Hanks, probably more towards the end of it, and we'll go from there. So we are just finishing up this first field of our rental ground that we've got. Next we're going to run down to the next piece of land, and what we're going to do is once this is actually fully dried and ready to go, we're going to be baling this field first because it's the farthest away from the farm, and then we'll be working our way towards the farmyard. That way all of our stuff isn't what I want to say, all of our bales aren't left in our field come harvest, and if they are, they're really close to the farm, so we can get them a lot easier if and when they do sell. And they won't be covered at the farm. I don't have the ability to do that as of this point in time, but they will be within our view, so we don't have to worry about you know, any pasture fires or hay fires or anything like that. So that's why we're going to be bringing them to the farm. So alright, so this is the last piece right there, so we're just going to put this guy up. As you can tell, we did switch to the 7830. Just kind of roads a lot nicer than the 8100, and the 8100 is actually going to be on the rake, I believe. So we're just going to run this down the ditch here, and yeah, we're going to run right down this road to our next field here. Put our hazards on so people know. And yeah, we're going to be passing by Hanks here, which reminds me, I'm actually going to stop in at Hanks and give him a payment for our rent. I believe we agreed on $4,500 for the 2 fields for this year. Next year, of course, is going to be cheaper, and we're going to agree on a better price. So we're going to pull in here. I'll run over, talk to Hank quick, give him our payment, and we'll be done. Alright, so we're just leaving Hank's, and as you can tell, we just paid him $4,500 for the 2 fields that we are using, and we're going to go and get started on cutting his fields. So, we're just going to start right here. Ooh, we got a little hay on the road, no big deal. And we're just going to run straight down. We're going to do our headlands first, of course. I believe we're probably going to do about 2 headlands, and then we'll get to it. And this field shouldn't take us very long because it's a lot of straight rows and long rows. So alright, so once this field is done, we will continue on with raking and go from there. Alright guys, so we had Randall and me. We got everything all baled up, as you can see. We did get in total, I believe it was around 63 bales, somewhere around there. So actually one thing we're gonna go do is the dealership has a bunch of new trailers that they got in, and we're gonna go purchase one. There's a used one there that I've been watching for a couple days now, so we're actually gonna run down there, pick up the trailer. It's only I think they want like 2,500 bucks for it. It's super cheap and it's a decent trailer. We can use it for bales and for hauling equipment, so we're actually gonna go get that. And then Randall's got the skid steer up on the north field of Hank's rental property that we have, and he's been loading up a couple bales. We do need to get, I told Hank we're going to give him 15 bales, 15 or whatever extra amount we have. So if we have 63, I think we're going to give him 13. He wanted 10, a little over 10 of them, and I told him if we had 15 or you know, 5, we'd give him 5 extra. So I think they've got 13, or I think we've got 13 extra that we can give him, so we're going to be hauling 50 bales. So I'm just going to park here for now. So the dealership down here does have a bunch of trailers in stock and a couple other used equipment, and what I'm actually looking for is I would love to get a hay hauler like this, but unfortunately right now I know this is only, I think they're only asking like $6 grand for this, but I feel like a normal semi like this Kenworth would benefit us a little bit better. So we're actually not gonna get a hay hauler just like this, and we're gonna wait around and kind of find something useful. So of course we're not looking at another car trailer. Of course one like this would benefit us later on in the future. They do have another PJ 25 footer just like the one we have. We don't need that. This load trail here is one of them it's actually the used one that we're looking at. As you can tell, it's a tri-axle, and I believe it's a 30 footer. It is longer than a 25, I can tell you that. Or maybe it is only 25, but it's also got the lower deck to it, so that'll benefit us a lot when we're hauling our equipment. It'll ride a lot nicer, and of course it's got the flags there, but that doesn't bother me. So I think they're only asking like 2,500 bucks for this. I do have a PJ 40 footer. They want about 9 grand for that because it is a brand new trailer. Same with this PJ 40 footer. And then they've got this spec'd out Big Tex 22 GN 25 footer with 5-foot dove and ramps. It's not the mega ramps, even though it says it right there, but it's just the regular ramps, as you can tell. And then they've got a DO 24 footer. That's a heavy duty equipment hauler. That one would benefit us, but the goosenecks pull a lot nicer in my opinion. And then of course another skid steer trailer just like the other one. So we're actually going to run inside, talk to them about that load trail, give them some... We're going to run inside and give them some cash for the load trail, and hopefully we'll leave with a title. And I see they got a couple Kubotas in as well. This is something I have been looking at because I think it would be nice to have at the farm. I know it wouldn't be able to really move bales or anything, but it'd be a nice farmyard tractor, you know, take care of seed kind of thing. But I don't know, we do have a skid steer, so something like this may not benefit us, but yeah, so we're gonna run inside and give them some cash for that load trail, talk to them a little bit more, maybe get them a little bit better of a deal, but that's what we're gonna go with for now. So Alright, so we're just leaving the dealership. We have the title in hand, and with the taxes it ended up being 27, just a little over 2,700 bucks. So he gave us permission, we can go hook up to it. So that's what we're gonna go do. And then I need to grab the John Deere and put the loader on it, and then we're gonna go help Randall load some bales up. And we should actually talk to them about getting another bale spear for the front loader, but yeah, let's do that. Alright, I'm gonna go talk to them about a bale spear for the front loader. Alright, they just got me and the salesman just loaded up the 3-point bale spear, and he told me to just run up here, grab one of the Kubotas, and load up the other bale spears. So that's what we're gonna do. He said they use this one quite a bit for moving the trailers around and moving implements and everything, so we're just gonna run over here. This thing is pretty nice, very easy to operate. I may have to look into getting one. I know one about this size fully optioned out like this is about 30,000, I believe, if we were to order it. So alright, so we're just gonna set this right on the side of the trailer, just like such, and we'll go put his tractor back. But yeah, we're gonna run back to the farmyard, grab the John Deere with the front loader, and once we're done doing that, we're gonna head up north and help Randall load some bales up, and get some bales hauled home and those few to Hank. And once we're done with that, we need to start getting our harvest. So everything's coming up pretty quick here now that it's that time of the year. It's alright, I like staying busy. So we're gonna head back to the farmyard, and yeah, we're gonna take off with our new trailer here. And we have been talking to some of the neighbors. I think we have a couple of them that do plan on buying some bales from us. So I told him once we've got everything figured out, we'll definitely let him know and have him come pick them up. So yeah, alright, we're just gonna pull up to the farmyard here. And then I think we might move some of these bales around the house first. We do have, I think, 2 or 3 down by our other fields, so we should run down and grab those. So we're just going to drop the ramps, that way we can hook up to the other one real quick. We're going to hop into the John Deere. Now I do still have the weights on, they should be taken off, but that's alright. There we go, and we have our weights off now. Now we'll hook back up to the front loader. Gonna give this girl an good old wash before we go too far. Let's get her all washed up here. So we've been working pretty busy. We're actually thinking about hiring a new guy over our harvest this year. That way it's not too hectic. Of course, we don't have a whole lot to harvest. So I guess we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, it's been pretty busy the last couple days. We got everything bailed up and everything. It wasn't too difficult. Everything went pretty smooth. So for us, it wasn't terrible at all. And now we're just gonna drive up onto the trailer here backwards. And this trailer's a little bit big for this tractor. But this trailer did come with drive over fenders, so we can drive right over them. Just like such. And there we go, grab the bales, the rear spear. And I'm gonna run down to that field. I believe there's 2 bales, maybe 3, I guess. If I need to, I'll try and spear 2 in the front or 2 in the back or something, but we'll figure it out for sure. But Randall's got the skid steer up on Hank's land that we rented, and he should be getting pretty close to having a full truckload ready to go. Of course, he can't drive truck yet, so we will have to swap trailers and trucks with him. So we got 1 bale down there, 1 over here, and I think 1 around the corner. Alright, so we've got 1 bale here and 1 down there. So we've actually got 4 bales over here. And I don't know if we're going to be able to grab all 4 of them, but we will try. Alright, so we're just going to stab this one real quick. And then we're going to reposition ourselves into it because it's a little tight there with that fence. And we're going to grab it more towards the center. And then... So this tractor doesn't feel too front heavy, surprisingly. I thought it would. It's not... I mean, it's a large tractor for sure, but it's not, you know, quite as big as one would want, so I was personally worried that it wasn't going to be a great bale tractor, but it turns out it is actually pretty decent, so that's good for us. Alright, so we're going to turn around. We need to drop our rear spears here, and I believe they're spread apart enough for us to grab these 2 bales. So we just gotta lower that as much as we can. And it's crucial to get these perfect. Right about there I think will be good. And then we're going to lift those 2 up. Perfect. And now we can grab the 2 in the front, and we're going to need to turn our beacons on and our hazard, just because we need to grab this one out of the road. Or off of the road. I can definitely tell there's a lot more weight on the rear end of this tractor, but that's okay. We'll even it out here pretty soon. Alright, so now we got this one, and we're just going to pull off onto the side of the road here because we don't need to be in the road. And we're gonna keep running down here because we've got one more bale that's down here, and I'm actually gonna set this one off to the side because that one's gonna be like the other side where we're right next to the field. Only downfall of baling this acre down here, well, what we're actually gonna have to do is come in at an angle on this one because of how many trees there are. I should have did this side first, I suppose. Alright. There we go. We got that one. So now we'll go set this one beside over here. Of course, we've got some very big round bales this year. I believe they were around 1,500 pounds a piece, which is quite large bales. Now we did fertilize our hayland as well, so I'm happy to see that it did pay out for us in the end. We didn't fertilize it as many times as I wanted to, but we did get it fertilized, so nonetheless it did change how much hay we ended up getting. So now this bale spear is a little small to be spearing two of them in the front, however they should cinch up to each other. So we got all four of them down from here. So we're gonna drop these off at the yard, and then we're gonna go switch truck and trailer with Randall real quick. And I think we're gonna leave him with this tractor because this tractor can move a lot more bales at once. So I believe that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna just put these fairly close to the yard here because of course if our neighbors come and buy a couple, we don't want they don't need to be driving all the way in the yard or anything like that. So fortunately this one fell off for us, so we're gonna re-spear that one. Luckily it was in the yard and not on the road or anything like that, so that's good at least. Alright, and then we're going to spin around, drop these ones off in the same spot. That way we can have a nice stack of bales. When it comes to selling bales, if you don't stack them nicely, it'll deter customers away. So I'm going to try and stack these about as nice as we can. I would say that's pretty good so far. Alright, so yeah, like I said, we're gonna get this tractor loaded up and get it hauled down to Randall, and he is going to use this tractor, and I think I'm gonna bring the skid steer back home once I get up there. So alright, so we're just gonna drop this guy right here because it's all the weight is right on the axles on this trailer, so that's perfect. And we just need to load the ramps up real quick, and then we're just gonna toss another strap or two over. Alright, so I will meet you guys up at Hank's and once we're switching trucks. Just pulled up here, and Randall did get the trailer loaded, so we're actually gonna go take a look at how he did. He said he's a little afraid to load these last two up on top. That way, I told him not to put them on the back so we can haul the skid steer. over to Hank so I can get them unloaded right away. And he's going to leave that for me, so that's what I'm going to do right now. And looks like he loaded them pretty good. Skid steer is a little small for doing bales of this size like this, but it's doing them just fine. So there's one, and we'll do the next one. He did get them ready for me, so that's nice. So now I just need to stab this one here. And they're pretty much lined up, so he said he was just a little too nervous to do it like this, so I told him it's not a problem, I will take care of it. These are heavy bales, and for a skid steer to be lifting it like that is pretty crazy. So alright, so now we can hop in the Chevy. We're gonna get it warming up. Alright, and then we'll load up the skid steer, and that's a good 8 bales started for Hank, and of course we'll get him the other ones right across from his farmyard. So just gonna push all these bales just a little tighter, that way I can get up on here, raise that so we can close the ramps. And then we'll drop this back down. And shut the skid steer off, that way it can cool off a little bit. And we're ready to go to Hank's now. So I'm actually going to have Randall follow us because we need to get that truck and trailer and loader to the next field. So he's technically not allowed to drive legally on the roads because he's only 15. However, it's for farm use, so we should be fine. I'll get closer to him, and he'll be driving the older truck, so it's a little bit safer for him. He doesn't have to worry about any safety features on the truck itself, and that trailer is a lot better for him to pull than any other trailer. He has driven trucks around the farm and everything, so I'm not too worried about it. Biggest thing is it's just legally, technically not allowed to. So we're going to get him positioned here. And then we'll have him follow us. So we're going to have him follow me. I'm going to put our hazards on just for safety, and we're also only going to run good like 15 miles an hour, since both of us are pulling quite a bit of weight. So we're just going to drive through here. So one thing I don't like about this field that we're renting from Hank is we have to drive down the ditch, but that is the price you pay for renting it. So, and we're actually going to have him just pull into Hank's driveway and then unload the tractor there on flat ground, and and then he'll start loading up some bales. So then we're gonna unload these. We're gonna use the skids to load up this trailer as well, and then we're gonna leave the skid steer in the field until all these bales are back at home, because we can fit about 13 bales on this trailer, I believe, and the other one I don't know yet, so we'll just have to take it from there. So Hank told us to just basically put these right back here behind his barn, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna leave the truck running for now, and then we're gonna get him up here so we can unload ourselves. And then he's gonna get started while we unload these ones. So we'll be back in a little bit. I'll come back once we get both trailers loaded up again. Just loading up the last 2 bales on the second trailer, and the other trailer is full down there. Randall's got it fully done. I ended up switching him the tractor when I got done unloading over there at Hank's, and I just started moving a ton of bales over for the trailers. I think we've got about another 2 loads left, but I'm actually trying to get a hold of the neighbor to see if he wants us to drop them off at his place, and if he does, we're just going to go ahead and do that, as I believe, I can't remember how much he wanted again, but I think it was around 20 or 25 or something like that. That'd be pretty sweet if we could just unload them straight at his farmyard right away. So, but we're gonna give him a call, and me and Randall here are gonna get these bales all loaded up or finished and hauled either home or to the neighbors, and hopefully we can get them delivered to the neighbor's house. That way we can get a decent cash payout. To the neighbor, and he said we can drop them off right at his place, and he actually agreed with delivery. We're gonna do 90 bucks, or no, not 90 bucks, we're gonna do 85 bucks a bale. And I've got 14 on my trailer, and Randall, I believe, has close to the same amount. I could be actually wrong on that. I think this trailer holds a little bit more because of the way this trailer is. Yeah. He can hold 11, so that's a total of 25 bales. So he will be paying us $2,100 for these 2 truckloads, and we're going to take them right over there. He's going to unload them for us, so all me and Randall have to do is sit in the cab, and once they're unloaded, we'll come back, load up the other half. It should be another 25 bales, or give or take, left in the field. So yeah, we'll take a little break here while the neighbor gets us unloaded at his farm, and we'll go from there. So we'll be back when we get the next set of bales loaded.